main component where we're going to have training and capacity building and also the support of the project implementation unit. We have 3 components under the project, which I will explain further in the coming slides. I would start with component 1. These components is electrification of households and small business through standalone solar home systems. From the minister's speech, you have heard of the number of rural communities who are disconnected from these services and who are not been having this kind of I would say, electrical services. So these components meant to reduce the market barrier so that the medium, I would say, the enterprises or the small emerging renewable companies can reach out to these specific communities and provide standalone solar systems. To say so, I would like to just go back very quickly to the problem of the rural community again, and those who are urban, who are not in the main urban cities. There's poor people who are not connected to the main service providers who are in the main cities as well, and there are those isolated settlements who are outside the main cities, who normally, I think, the main service providers see as not economically viable for them to deploy a mini-grid. And also there is those nomadic people who happen to move from one place to another. So I would say standalone system, electrical system would be the main viable option for them. To summarize how we're planning to go about this component, we have got 4 main interventions that's going to be both at the household level and also at the business as well. First one is result-based grants, which is a grant that's going to be provided for the mini-grid companies based on the number of lights that they're going to install for the very specific regions that we're going to specify by the grant manager, which we're going to hire for this specific component. So I would say that result-based grants, it's meant to benefit to reduce the barrier to access to finance for those emerging private sector companies, so they could have funding for the number, I would say, of access to finance for the number of equipment that they're going to, the number of lightings that they're going to provide to the communities. Also, we have upfront seeds grant. So this is meant for these small companies actually do not necessarily have an upfront money for them to pay the what do you call, the suppliers, or also to have an inventory, or they may not even have the capacity to hire the necessary people for them to operate their businesses. But the upfront series is meant to help them start or kickstart these activities. For the last, we have the quality assurance. So this subcomponent is meant to limit the availability of the poor and bad quality products. So I would say we would discuss later on about how we're going to have. I think we have an interest in a very interesting session that is going to come. I think Mohammed is very interested, which is question and answers. So that's where we're going to address how we're going to go about the quality. It's a big issue, but this is what's discouraging most of the consumers and most of the suppliers for them buying not a good quality products, and then it's become unusable in a very short time period. So this quality assurance is meant to address that problem, and we have the consumer awareness, which is a comprehensive engagement with the consumers, so that they're educated about these products, how to operate them, how to maintain them, how to deploy, how to dispose, so that later on it may not bring problems to the environment. Just to give you a sample of how the product, the household product would look like. This is the product that we're trying to target, and for those target communities that I've spoken from the first slide. It includes small solar panel, rechargeable batteries, and also 3 to 4 light pumps, and some of them might come with a mobile charging port. So this is the typical product that the project is planning to support. So for those communities that I've spoken about. Component 2, so this is in line or complement with the master plan. This component, it's meant to help, it's analytical work that's going to help the energy, the mini-grid sector specifically, through these, what do you call, activities. The first one is geospatial mapping, where we're going to map out all the energy resources, the wind, the solar, and the rest, and making sure we locate and identify the future sites for mini-grid investment. So that would include the cost and the type and the size and the location of the plants that we're going to deploy. So this is preparation for the mini-grid investments. Once we identify those sites, as the Minister Bailey said, they're going to be packaged and making sure that they get the necessary investment from the private sector or from our international development partners through concessional funding. The second one, I would say this whole thing is all about the mini-grid. So the second one is review the rights of the land rights. So this is a big issue for Somalia. Before we talk about how to install a mini-grid or where to locate the grid or the mini-grid, identifying what are the land issues, who owns it, what are the process of obtaining a specific land is a big issue. So it's going to look into that. So we have a comprehensive study about the